So we're at the garage tonight after I got home from work, and we are trying to get to the point of things. You guys that aren't old enough, that's a set of points. And that's a set of points. And we got another set of points that don't work. Let me show you what we got. Okay, so we've got a new distributor. I ordered a new button, but it's missing the metal thing in it. So this is the old rotor button, but it's really clean and looks really good. We're gonna have to use it. It is what it is.
It'll be fine.
But the old rotor cap that was on there has got the aluminum ends in it, and I sprung for the one with the brass. So we're definitely using that one. Plus the new spark plug wires fit this cap and they don't fit that cap, which I'm fine with. I ordered spark plug wires to go with that cap. But the problem we're having is that the points that I ordered don't fit this truck. They're too wide of a bolt pattern. They've got a really awesome gap setting or dwell setting on them, but we just can't use them. Now this is the set that came out of the truck, and I think we're going to use that because the spring in the point is still pretty stiff. Dad had these ones laying in the drawer, which the spring don't feel as stiff, but they look good though. So I might take these with us. We'll see. So I have filed these points down, and I know there's just no way in this world you're going to be able to see this. We'll see how good I am. Probably not very trying to get focused. Kind of see that one a little bit in that light maybe. But I filed them down some, and I'm going to take a little sandpaper. And what I'm doing is I'm holding it closed like that right there, getting the file with the sandpaper on it, because we filed it now. Now I just want to clean it up with sandpaper, and I'm just going to back and forth just rub that a little bit like that. And it's easy for me to do it against my belly because, you know, fat guy's got a workbench. So I'm going to let it be closed. I'm going to give just a little bit of pressure on or relief on that just so I can sand it. I know I'm doing it looking at it, but I'm talking to you guys about how I'm doing it. And then, now see, you can see right there, see that dark spot? That's the point. That dark spot's the point on the other side. And so, that is getting that pretty clean, getting us a nice shiny surface. And so, we're going to put these back in and gap them. And then we're going to work through trying to set the dwell, and set the timing advance, and all the good stuff that comes along with giving this thing the tune-up that it needs. And then we may actually be able to hook the vacuum gauge up and tune the carburetor in too, because I'm really hoping to get decent fuel mileage on this trip that we're going to make. By decent, I mean like 12 miles a gallon. So we'll just see how it goes. So all right, I'm going to put these back in. Okay, so I've got me a big pointer here because there's not a whole lot of room down in there, so I'm going to show you what we've done. So, these old grain trucks are really cool, but because of this whole butterfly hood thing, there's not a whole lot of room to get down to things. So, I've got a light here behind us that's hopefully helping things out. Oops, put that back where it goes up here for now. There you go, right there. Alright, so, that is your condenser right there. This little octagon is what's going to separate your points, and as it turns, it's going to get this down in here. As it puts pressure out on that follower, it will open the point contacts. And I've got my shadow, my screwdriver away. There we go. It will open the point contacts back here in the back. Okay, and so one of your condenser wires hooks to here. Then it's grounded. The condenser's grounded because it's bolted to that grounded this little ground cable in here. And then this other wire here goes out and comes to your coil. Now we've got this little red thing right here hooked to that side of the coil. Your screw for your coil. So I've got these adjusted to where 7.017 is my filler gauge that slips down between those points when this thing is at its peak. And right now it's not at its peak. If I take a screwdriver and do this, I can't turn it back. We had it sitting at its peak a second ago, and that's when my filler gauge fit down between the points, is when it was at the peak of that little octagon there, one of them. Okay, so now I'm going to put the cap on and the rotor button and everything, even though we're going to change that cap here in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and put it on. We're going to show you guys we've checked the dwell of the spark and how that works. There we go. This Dad's old dwell meter right here. And it is a dwell and tack tester, so you can actually read RPM as well if I take this up. And then it is a thrift test by Balk Amp. So, Balk Amp Incorporated. So that's a good one right there. I don't see any dates on it, but it's not new. So, Dad, if you would, give me the key. So our dwell is down here at the very bottom. And we're hanging out around 30 degrees of dwell. So, yep. So that's good. We're going to leave that there because the book on this calls for anywhere between 28 to 32, and 30 degrees is perfect. So now we're going to set timing. So that's our next step, I do believe. Okay, for those of you who are not aware, this is an oil bath air cleaner. That's what this is called. And so the trick is there's no paper element. They're plumb filled with oil. And so the trick I've got to do is take this off without spilling oil all over me and all over the top of the motor and all over the fender and so on and so forth. Anybody who has ever handled these knows what these are and what they're about. I have left this on this truck because my intentions were really not to use this motor very much. My intentions was to, within a short period of time, take this motor off, or take this motor out, and put the other motor that I built on it. Now, we all know that wrecking a pickup truck kind of changed my plans on this whole project for a little while. This thing got kind of put up. Well, it didn't get put up. It got left here in the back side of the garage. One of those deals like, well, I got to get my truck fixed. We'll get to it later. So now, I'm going to get this off here, and I'll show you what's on the inside of it. Let it be noted, there's nothing you can touch on these that doesn't cover your entire hand with oil. It's almost worse than using anti-seize on stuff. Like, you're just going to get oil all over you. Hold on, two-handle operation. Let me set this down. Okay. Flip that over. So, that is the bottom portion of it, and it draws air through the oil. Yeah, and you're thinking, well, it can't get very good airflow that way, and you're right, it doesn't. And actually gets oil rich air too if it goes to drawing a whole lot, or if it goes to splashing around in there. This kind of acts as a baffle to kind of keep it from splashing and sloshing. But we will be replacing this with a paper element filter for the trip to Indiana. So this right here will probably not go back on the truck, but I'm not going to toss it because there's probably somebody out there looking for one of these, so we'll see how that goes. But that is now off the truck, so moving on. Okay, so this particular carburetor doesn't have a whole lot going on with it. There's not a bunch of vacuum lines running off of it or nothing. We're just going to snap this keeper off the throttle over here, which, funny enough, is like the same style of keeper that's on the inside of your doors for, say, like a 2004 Silverado, for the rods that open the door back and forth. It's the same style keeper, like it really is. It's not much different at all. Never will I take the choke cable loose. which is just a flat tip screwdriver there. That'll take care of a few more turns there. Well, there's a keeper on the back side of it that's not keeping real well, but that's loose enough. And then I'll take this one right here, take that loose. That lets the cable free. So now I can drag that cable right out of there. Okay, that's loose. Let's see here. That size ain't the right size. That size is way off. Gee whiz. It's like it should be 5/8, but it's not. So let's just put, that might hold that one. And that one is, well, it's not exactly the right size, but I'm gonna see if it'll hold enough to get this loose. Survey says no, no it is not. So the fuel line was 1/2 inch right there. So that worked out okay. And that piece is hold still now. So, and these trucks, they got the, hold on. Ooh, they got the foothold for you stand in to stand up here and work on this. But it don't take too long. It starts working on your calf muscle pretty good. Stretching it out where you're putting your weight down on your foot. Like they built them knowing you was going to be underneath the hood. We'll give them someplace to step, but it kind of, after a while, your legs are hurting. Okay, there's that. So now there's one last thing to do, and I think it's maybe that size there. No, that's awful loose. Do that. Smells like old gas. Not supposed to smell like old gas because the gas is in that little tanker run. Shouldn't be that old. That's loose. So obviously I got 2 bolts on this side. Well, and that's going to be a problem because that one's right in there. And those are 1/2 inch. That's how I'll go ahead and get this one all the way out. There's nothing in the way for it. Now what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing oil and stuff all over the top of the carburetor plate. That might be part of our problem. I don't think that oil bath air cleaner was too full, but it might have been. I got 2 bolts over here, and these ones are really easy to get to. I say real easy. You still got to step up on the bumper of the truck and all that good stuff. But there's that. Okay, those 2 are completely out. We now have 3 that are completely out. The only one we got left is this one back in the corner. It's going to be a pain. There we go. And now that one's completely out. So now I should be able to, just like that. All right, so we've even set a hose up here, and we went ahead and set the float to where when the fuel started to run out of this hole right here, we tightened everything down. So this carburetor's got gas in the bowl right now. If I dump it, it'll come out. But everything's back together, new accelerator pump set up. Everything is, the only problems we found was, which are big problems, is the old float was kind of stuck and not allowing it to open up like it should. And so we put the new one in there, and it's a lot more freer moving, and we had one plug jet in this bowl here. Now the next thing is I am going to use this gasket here to put it back on the engine. This gasket here came off of it, and it's one of those old thick gaskets, which is, you know, you're thinking, well, that's a good gasket, right? But this thing's been compressed. You can see it started to separate here some, and it's got plastic ends in it here. And really, once this compresses like it does, these plastics keep you from tightening it up anymore. And I'm almost afraid we had a vacuum leak around this. So I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use this one, which is I'm going to lose a little bit of height there, but I don't think that's going to hurt anything. So I'm going to go put this back on the truck. So we've tinkered with it and tinkered with it. It's after 10 o'clock at night on a Friday night because I'm trying to even work weekday nights to try and get this thing done on time. So, Dad, if you don't mind. Just like that. Has no choke. Now, we're having a little hesitation right now. We don't have an air filter on it though. And we're not taking in crankcase pressure. We've got another tube over here, which I'm going to hook up a T, but go ahead and give it a little throttle. And we're not running rich anymore. Actually sounds a lot better than it ever used to, so I think we're going to pack up the tools for the night and call the tune-up pretty well done. And so the important part about that is, and just bear with me, is that over here on the other side, let me get my don't want to use we'll use this. Looky here. I actually get to fully mark something off the list. Tune-up. Tune-up is done. Now, oil change will be my next easy one, but I've got some other stuff that's got to happen, and the next ones might be finishing these two along with the oil change. So, for this one, I'm calling it. It's been a long one. But tune-up is done, and if you guys want to see the road trip and all that transpires, see if I can get all this done in time, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and share me with some other people you think you might be interested in seeing all this happen. So, yeah, we got some work to do. Guys, we'll see you next time.